Good morning. So this morning I was woken at about 4:30 a.m. because the bub wants some extra milk. So I got up and I looked out the window and I saw a really strong star. I was like, that looks like a street light. And then I looked a little bit closer. It was not a street light at all. It was Venus, and Venus is now on the morning side. So a few months ago, I was like looking at Venus in the evening side. Every single night I'd just say, "There's Venus, there's Venus, there's Venus," every single time. Now I look out on the morning side and I can see Venus popping up. And one of the things I was talking about with Brian Sweet the other day was how much vision do we actually have during the night sky? Because when we're in the night, we are looking all the way around the backside of the planet. And so I thought, well, what's probably the best way to be able to say that what's technically visible? So I've used Stellarium here. I've moved it to Singapore so that I can get more of an up and down sort of a direction here. And I believe that this particular angle here is going to be just okay enough, because I would say that if you were standing at this side of the morning and the sun was starting to creep, but you could still see Mercury like it's showing right there, I think it's just good enough. So that should be my width, my band. So Mercury here is coming up as a positive 13 altitude. I checked these RA and DC. That's like declination, stuff like that. That one really didn't change much from 6, so I figured that's not the one. And I figured seeing as we're in Singapore, all I need to do is send it up overhead, and the one that was 13 seemed to go from negative numbers all the way up to like 90 degrees. So I knew that's the one where it climbs up overhead. So plus 13. Now the sun is somewhere down over here. Obviously, as you can see here, I believe that's the sun right there. So the sun is directly below this piece of text, and that's at -7. Now I'm not going to worry about all of the micro angles because I'm just looking for a band. I'm looking for a wide enough band. And -7 to positive 13, you can do it in your head. That's a 20 degree buffer. All right. And so that would tell me that we can see 20 degrees on each side of the sun. Enough. And I mean, Mercury is obviously going to be a close planet, which means that it's going to be brighter, which means it's going to be the best visible. It's going to be more visible than regular stars. So if you get 20 degrees each side of 360, you got 360 minus 20 is 340, and then minus another 20 is 320. Right? So you got 320 degrees of vision. So this old graph here, which I use for the old Venus thing here, I'm basically going to zoom into Earth here, and I'm going to do a band of 20 degrees on both sides. As you already know, it's obviously going to be 320, but I just wanted to get a visual of it, so it's very obvious. So let's expand that out to Mercury's orbit. Okay, so that basically means if I do I'm going to do an angular size. It's a little bastard. See that? It doesn't even do the whole thing. Okay, well, yeah, it's showing 40 degrees, as you can see there. I can't go the whole way around, which is unfortunate. But what I'm going to do, so what I will do is I'll make a circle, and I'll bring it out to this, and I'll trim it in between. There we go, trimmed in between. And I will turn off this one here. Turn off the grey. Oh, sorry, turn off the grey. I'll leave the green on. I'll take any yellow off. I'll just stick with white. That should work. Okay, so this large Pac-Man here. We'll go for some dots. We'll go okay, and then we'll make it. Geez, I don't even know what the scale should be. I'm just going to start with 1,000. Let's see if we can do it. Nope, doesn't like it. Well, let's go with 10. We'll see if that one's fine. Nope, that's not good either. You bastard. Well, either way, I don't know. I'm not going to bother hatching it. I'll put zigzags through it. There you go. Alright, so that's all the visible light during the night. Alright, so we should be able to see stars all the way across here to over there. So that means that we can't see the stars in this 40-degree patch. So the other day when I was saying that I said, look, let's assume that it's a 10-degree patch, so it's 5 degrees on each side of the sun. That part is invisible to us at any point in time in the year. I was obviously a little bit generous with that because it seems to be about 20 degrees each side. So now to explain what all this means, it basically means if you're on this particular side here, right? If I was to go out there, let me go out there and use a different layer for this one here. So if you are in the morning, you can technically, well, it's supposed to be on this angle. I'll make it 90. I'll point it out from there, right? And so that basically means that's supposed to be there. Alright, so that's the point at which it's meant to see the other way around. I don't know. I'll get rid of that. Cut between that line and that line. There you go. And my waking alarm's going off. I'm obviously up earlier than what I'm supposed to be. So essentially what's happening is, right, see this line over to this line over here, right? That is all the vision you're going to see during the morning. This line here to this line, that's the vision you're going to see during the afternoon. And of course, midnight is going to be straight to the back. So let me break that down so it makes it very clear. So if you're the morning, you see this patch, right? If you're in the afternoon, you see that patch, okay? Because you always see 180 degrees or maybe even 179 degrees in all directions when you are on the planet. And of course this one here, if I strike this one at the back, you're going to see this one at midnight. It's going to cut. Yeah, it is going to cut. I'll make it a bit longer. So this is the best vision of midnight right there. So there you go. Cut. God damn you. Okay, so there you go. So if you are on the planet, you'll see this patch of night sky in the morning. You'll see this patch of night sky in the afternoon, or like the evening after dusk. And you'll see this patch of night in the middle of midnight. So there you go. That's how you see the night sky. And so the angle that is blind to you, you know, from my rough numbers, is about 40 degrees, 20 degrees each side of the sun. So, you know, you don't. It's on at a point of contention as to whether or not you think 20 degrees is correct. It could be 15 degrees according to some people, or it could be 25 degrees according to some people, because it's all up to interpretation on how much vision you'll see. Because as you can see, if I roll this one forward, well, now let's see. This is the thing. You might be able to still see Mercury if it was down over here. Maybe, I don't know. But this is the thing. This is all up to opinion. But what I chose is today's Mercury location. So according to that, 20 degrees, and I mean that's good enough to be able to talk about. You could say 20 degrees each other's sun. That's good enough. All right, I'm gonna leave it there. I'll see you later.